we got some broccoli plants in this bed here that we just planted. I've got a tray here. With these plants, instead of planting seed, we actually done transplants. These were grown in a greenhouse. This is the tray they come out of. We got a few leftovers here. These were raised at Lake Gibson High School. I bought 90 of these transplants from Lake Gibson High School a couple days ago, and we just put them in this bed here. This tray here had 60 plants in it. Like I said, we still got a few leftovers in it. I kept these. We got our bed filled up. We got 72 plants in here. So we had a few leftovers. I knew we'd have a few leftovers with them. We got 72 plants in this bed. I got them planted at 12 inches apart. So I got 36 on each side of the bed, 2 different rows of them. These need quite a bit of room to grow. These will make a pretty big plant. One of the reasons that we do these in transplants rather than planting seed directly in the ground, these are little, really small, tiny little seeds. It's difficult to plant them directly in the bed and get them spaced out properly and evenly. So you start them out in a greenhouse in trays like this. You grow them for approximately 6 weeks, somewhere in the 4 to 6 week range, depending on what size you want the plants and how they're doing, and then you bring them out and you transplant them. If they're good plants, nice plants, which these are, they should come out of the tray fairly easily, like that right there. And they got quite a few roots. They got a pretty good root system on them. And you simply take them, make a hole. I got some sticks that I cut, some small pieces of 1x2 board that I cut to poke the holes. I've got a 2x2 that I marked 12-inch spacing on it, so I can just lay my board in here, because this is a small area. It's easy to do that. I lay the board down and mark it, and then put plants in the hole, cover them up, and they have to be watered some for a couple of days. These will be after Christmas when they get ready. They're a little bit slower growing than some of the other plants. We've talked about the beans and the cucumbers. They get ready in anywhere from 45 to 55 days, depending on the weather. Sometimes even a little faster than that with the cucumbers. The broccoli takes quite a while longer than that to grow, so these will be out here for a little bit. My extra plants I got left over, I waited a couple of days. These have been planted. Today's the 3rd day they've been planted. I waited to see if anything happened, if any of these transplants died. I didn't think they would, because they were really nice plants to begin with, and they're all still living. So I'll take these extra plants I got, and I'll come in here right by my irrigation. This white line is my irrigation line, and I got a plant here, 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 and over here. I'll come in right in the middle of those plants, right here in the middle of the bed, in between those plants, and I'll spread these extras out right down the middle. And that should still give them, all the plants, plenty of room to grow, but it'll give us a few more plants. We'll go ahead, instead of wasting these, we'll go ahead and spread them out, and I'll skip a little bit extra space in between them. Since I'm planting them a little closer this direction, I'll skip a little more space that way, but that should still give us plenty of room. And I've got another half a tray, so this is a 60 tray. We bought 90, so we got a tray and a half. There's about 4 or 5 more in my other tray that I didn't plant yet either. I think we got 14 of these left over, and that'll take up about half the bed in here. It'll take up close to half the bed. Spreading them out, I'll spread them out a little more, so I'll probably end up spreading them all the way down the whole bed. But we will come back, we won't waste them, we'll come back and plant them in the middle. But I did keep them a few days, just in case some of the others died. But we'll be coming back and looking at these again in a week or so. And they'll sit here, transplants. When you plant them, sometimes it takes them 7 to 10 days before they really start doing much, because the root system down here, it's got to get established in the soil in the bed. So when you plant these, they'll set and you don't really see nothing happening for several days, because what's going on the roots are growing into the soil in the bed. Once it gets a good root system established, then the tops will start growing. So probably another 10 days or so, we'll come back and look at these, and we should be able to see them starting to grow and putting on a few more leaves. And again, it'll take them till, and we'll look at them again here and there. Sometime in probably January, we'll have some broccoli ready to cut on these plants.